Up in the morning and out to school. The teacher is teaching the golden rule. American history and practical math. You study them hard and hoping to pass. Working your fingers right down to the bone. And the guy behind you won't leave you alone. Ring, ring goes the bell. The cook in the lunchroom's ready to sell. You're lucky if you can find a seat. You're fortunate if you have time to eat. Back in the classroom, open your books. Gee, but the teacher don't know how mean she looks. Soon as 3 o'clock rolls around, you finally lay your burden down. Close up your books, get out of your seat. Down the halls and into the street. Up to the corner and round the bend. Right to the juke joint you go in. Drop the coin right into the slot. You gotta hear something that's really hot. With the one you love, you're making romance. All day long you've been wanting to dance. Feeling the music from head to toe. Round and round and round you go. Into the slot. You gotta hear something that's really hot. With the one you love, you're making romance. All day long you've been wanting to dance. Feeling the music from head to toe. Round and round and round you go. Hail, hail, rock and roll. Deliver me from the days of old. Long live rock and roll. The beat of the drums loud and bold. Rock, rock, rock and roll. Feeling is there, body and soul.
Slipping and a sliding with a long tall salad, peeking and a hiding, ducking back in the alley. Don't wanna rip it up, don't wanna dance with Annie. I got a brand new lover, name is Short Fat Fanny. One day when I was visiting at Heartbreak Hotel, that's where I met Fanny and she sure looks swell. I told her that I loved her, I never leave her. She put her arm around me, gave me fever. She's my tutti booty, I love the child so. She wants me like a hound dog everywhere I go. Whenever I'm around, I'm on my P's and Q's. But she might step on my blue suede shoes. Well, at a honky-tonk party just the other night, Fanny got jealous and she started a fight. Because I was dancing with Mary Lou, I had to call Jim Dandy to the rescue. Short Fat Fanny, she's my heart's desire. Short Fat Fanny sets my soul on fire. We were married on Blueberry Hill. Now we so happy and I love her still. She's my big fat tutti booty and I love the child so. Like a hound dog everywhere I go. Whenever I'm around, I'm on my P's and Q's. But she might step on my blue suede shoes. Well, at a honky-tonk party just the other night, Fanny got jealous and she started a fight. Because I was dancing with Mary Lou, I had to call Jim Dandy to the rescue. Short Fat Fanny is my heart's desire. Got the kind of love that sets my soul on fire. Short Fat Fanny, well I love her so. I'll never let Short Fat Fanny go.
friends are bopping the blues, and it must be going round. Yeah, all of my friends are bopping the blues, and it must be going round. I love you, baby, but I must be rhythm bound. Well, the doctor told me, man, you don't need no pills. Yeah, the good doctor told me, man, you don't need no pills. Just a handful of quarters and a jukebox will cure your ill. That's why now all of my friends are bopping the blues, and it must be
Mr. Kenny Green, known to many worldwide.
That's true.
That is true, absolutely. Kenny is very special. He's a longtime friend. And I will tell you this. Years ago, we were going to have a party. And back then, you didn't send out invitations and this sort of thing. You just throw together a party and you have a party. Well, after we got the building, the second person we called was Kenny. Kenny, we're having a party, come over here. Because nobody would argue with Kenny. Kenny said, okay, I'll be there. And anytime that I've ever called Kenny and asked for a favor, Kenny's always there. So, Kenny, thank you for your friendship.
Yes, sir, buddy. Hey, Penny's a good guy, but keep him arms way up from your wives.
Not yet. Just came.
What's wrong?
Got to drive back to the hotel.
Oh, okay, all right. Now, I know that this is the second time you've been with us.
Yeah, second time.
And what do you think about it?
You know, like I told you the first time, at the end of the night, this is like a big family. You guys are awesome. Been to a lot of different shows across the country, and usually you go and you're there. You don't feel like you're a part of it. You guys make it where everybody feels like they're part of it.
Well, we look at it like everybody is part of the family. Whether I know you're not, I'll come up to somebody and they say, yeah, hey, Benny, how you doing? And I'll look at them and I say, what kind of car you got? And they'll tell me, oh yeah, I remember you now. Oh, yeah. I might remember your face, I won't remember your name, but I will remember your car.
You know, you remember the Carolyn, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
You had to remind me who I was. Yeah, but honestly, the car is a big family, and that's what it's all about. It's all about getting together. It's a big family, and having some fun.
I agree 100%. And you see, there's two reasons for having this fun in the sun. The first reason is to have fun. The second reason is for the different charities over the years that we've helped. We've helped Camp Demo, we've helped some struggling artists down here that had health problems, we've helped the Shriner Children. So, everybody, one person can't do a whole lot, but all of us together we can do good. Thank you. Thank you. I admit, you know, when you come in, I couldn't figure out who it was because a little bit more. See what I mean? You got to train. Now take this mic and talk about the Shriner Children's Hospital. Thank you, Danny. Shriner Children's Hospital. Nationwide, we have 22. They're in Mexico. They're worldwide. As far as the United States, there's 22 of them. The one I'm affiliated with and support is the Greenville Hospital in Greenville, South Carolina for orthopedics. And with y'all's help from 2019 and for hopefully this year also, every dollar, every dime is raised, silent auction, half and half, whatever, goes to the Shrine Hospital. I don't have the paper with me, but Shriners always have documentation. If you give us $1 to the Shrine Hospital, 96 cents of it goes to the hospital. So that's cutting out a lot of, thank you, that's cutting out a lot of paperwork over here. I've been in it 23 years. I wished I'd got in it 23 years earlier than I did. But is everyone in here, whether you have children, grandchildren, whatever, the consensus I'm almost 72 and I've heard it all my life. If you can't help a kid, you can't help nobody. So, I had 2 words in 2019, I've got 2 more words in 2021 for Oasis Shriners, Randolph Shrine Club. Thank you.
Don't go away, don't go away. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have had the honor and pleasure of knowing Butch for a number of years through an event called the Shriners Expo in Greensboro, North Carolina in February. He's had to put up with me a whole lot.
17 years.
17 years. Yeah. But now in 2019, we adopted the Shriners Children's Hospital as the charity for Fun in the Sun. And I was having a conversation with Butch, and Butch said, you know, Benny, if we can raise $1,000 off this, that'd be great. And I said, Butch, we're going to do our best. Well, when it was all over with, all the bills were paid and everything said, I called Butch and I said, Butch, you asked for $1,000. He said, well, I was hoping. I said, well, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you a check for $1,000. And Butch, I'm going to put the other $7,400 in my pocket. What? In 2019, we were able to give the Shriners Children's Hospital through this event $8,400 and some change. And it comes from a lot of you that was here, and to the ones that are new that have, that's what we do. The first priority of Fun in the Sun is to have fun. The second priority is to do something good to help a charity. And I can't think of but 2 charities that I give to. Shriners Children's Hospital and St. Jude's Children's Hospital. That's the 2 charities of my choice. And everybody's got their own thing. But I just want you to know the fun you're having and what we'll do tonight and what we'll do tomorrow, what we'll do tomorrow night is going to benefit the Shriners Children's Hospital. So have fun, have a drink, and hey, I'm not the only one that's stupid enough to come up here and put these hats on. Come up here, get your picture taken, make a donation. And 50-50 tickets. Dane's got some 50-50 tickets. Help us out. We've got to raise a little money. All right.
Now, Belinda and her husband own a towing service in Greensboro, North Carolina. What's the name of that company? Rain Harris Towing. If you're in that area and you ever have a breakdown, that's who you want to call. But that's not what we're going to talk about. How many years ago did you buy the old Harley Davidson property?
Really nice.
3 years ago, there was a Harley Davidson establishment right beside their property, and they bought this property, and they turned it into what is called, tell me what it's called, Baxter's Tavern. It is a great place. Big tin oaks around there, stationary picnic tables, a big permanent stage, cement permanent stage, and every weekend in the summer they have live entertainment. Am I correct? And if you are in the Greensboro area, the Greensboro area is 75 miles radius, and you want something to do on Sunday afternoon, go to Baxter's Tavern and see these fine people over there. Thank you. Baxter'sTavern.com. All right. You know, it's just great to see you down here. Yeah, and what is very interesting, years ago, they took over a record service in Lexington, North Carolina, and that service at that time was called Clark Motor Company. And for some reason, my name come up. And I don't know why. I've always been quiet and shy. I don't know why it's coming up. Car stories. Car stories or horror stories.
and what I'm trying to say to you is this lady is so tolerant. She's put up with me for a lot of years. And Belinda, thank you. All right.
Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. Yes, that'll be the day when you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave. You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. Well, you give me all your loving and your dirty loving, all your hugs and kisses and your money too. Well, you know you love me, baby. Still you tell me maybe that someday, well, I'll be through. Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. Yes, that'll be the day when you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave. You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. Yes, that'll be the day when you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave. You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. Well, when Cupid shot his dart, he shot it at your heart. So if we ever part, then I'll leave you. You sit and hold me and you tell me boldly that someday, well, I'll be through. Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. Yes, that'll be the day when you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave. You know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. Well, that'll be the day. Ooh, ooh, that'll be the day. Ooh, ooh, that'll be the day. Ooh, ooh, that'll be the day.
Going on a beach trip with my baby, going on a beach trip with my friends, in the sun and the sand. Everybody's gonna get a tan. Going on a beach trip with my baby, going on a beach trip with my love. Come along, everyone, 'cause we're all gonna have some fun. I got my cooler in the backseat and my baby next to me. Got some money in my pocket, that's all we're gonna need. Going on a beach trip with my baby, going on a beach trip with my friends, in the sun and the sand. Everybody's gonna get a tan. Going on a beach trip with my baby, going on a beach trip with my love. Come along, everyone, 'cause we're all gonna have some fun. Now we'll be walking in the moonlight with some sand between our toes, dancing and romancing, and then nobody knows, and then nobody knows. Oh, beach trip with my baby, going on a beach trip with my friends, in the sun and the sand. Now everybody's gonna get a tan. Going on a beach trip with my baby, going on a beach trip with my love. Come along, everyone, 'cause we're all gonna have some fun. Going on a beach trip with my baby, going on a beach trip with my friends, in the sun and the sand. And everybody's gonna get a tan. Going on a beach trip with my
I wonder, Chad, if you would do me the honor as having a small token of...
When the man brings you 2 shots of Fireball, or 2 shots of Red, and I've been served on many things in my life, but I've never been served on a clipboard. I gotta be different. Miss Bartender, can you take the lights down for just a minute? I can't do this in front of people. Is Jay Campbell here? Is Jay Campbell here? I know he's in town because I saw him in the lobby. He'll be here tomorrow. Anybody that's walking through the lobby with the name of Jay Campbell, and they got 12 Budweisers in their hand and a lovely young lady on their side, I can't blame the man for not coming in here. Oh, he said, oh. Okay. Where are most of y'all people from? Anybody here from Tennessee? Yes. There's a couple over here that most of you have not ever met. Yeah, I can't pronounce your last name. Bill and Bridget. Guess where they from? They get the longest drive down here award. They're from Rhode Island, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a hand up in here. I'm sorry I don't have one of these for you, but we do this for you. Because we welcome you. Don't let anybody bother you about that northern thing and that southern thing. What did you do this afternoon? He went and swam in the ocean. So for you tonight and your lovely bride, Benny and I, one of your hosts of the night, we'll do a shot of Fireball for you to warm you up. Welcome my friends from Rhode Island, y'all. Take me down. Take me down. You gotta get ready for bingo tomorrow. It's gonna be cool. Look, we in Carolina, we at the coast. We're gonna do some Carolina beach music to start this thing off.
Hold back the night, turn on the light, don't wanna dream about you, dream about your baby.
Loneliness, it haunted me when I go to bed, honey.
About your baby, about your baby.
Used to spend my nights out in the ballroom. There goes the only love I've known. We ain't too far gone. Strawberry wine. But when you pulled out your heart, I didn't waste it. Hey, y'all from the back, bring your tail in on down here. Bring it on down. Y'all got this? Y'all got this? 1, 2. I got it. You can't see it. It's electric. You gotta feel it. It's electric. Woo! It's
his way into North Myrtle Beach only to have high winds and an inch and a half of rain tomorrow and bingo at 2 o'clock. If I do bingo in here tomorrow, how many of y'all coming? Carol Huff has decided that if I'll call bingo tomorrow for one game, she'll get the cards, and the winner, and I might be overstepping my bounds just by a few dollars, and the winner's going to get $7,500. And it don't matter because Benny's going to auction off one card tomorrow and give it to charity, and the rest of it's coming back to this man right here because he's a bingo playing bug. You do have a 1971 bug.
Yeah, but tell him that's what else.
I'm sorry, your dad has a 1971. Is your dad here? Where's he at? Right there. He's the one hiding behind his cell phone. And you're from San Antonio too? Oh, Winston-Salem? Hell, I live in Kernersville, Bob. What you talking about?
Your real car.
Seriously, I ain't worried about him no more. Y'all my neighbors. But I will say this, my son, and it probably don't look as good as yours because I haven't seen it. He's 21 years old. He's got a 1971 bug.
I've seen it.
And you have seen it. It ain't pretty, but by God, it runs. And he'll take it to a car show in a minute and be like, he's got, but you know the cool thing about it? He's got an 86 Supra. He got an 86 Supra. I said, it ain't spiffed up, but he's got an 86 Supra. You know what he just bought? For $400 in Virginia. Where's the man at from Virginia? I hope you didn't sell it to him because I don't want to hurt your feelings. He just bought an Isuzu Amigo, 1974. And he drove it from Martinsville, Virginia to Kernersville, North Carolina. Only thing he had to do was put a brand new tank of gas in it. That was the best vehicle he's ever got. Over the Bug, over the Supra, over everything else. Look, my son has a classic car inheritance from him, but it did not come from me. Because all I want in my life is a 1984 Cadillac sedan DeVille.
Okay, somebody's selling one.
If anybody has one, let me know. It needs to be white and it needs to have burgundy interior. That's all I want in my life. Anybody in here a Cadillac fan? 1984 is the last of the big cars. I want a 1994 Oldsmobile 98 or Cadillac Fleetwood. That's all I want.
Chad, what he was going to drive, tell him you were going to drive.
What were you going to drive down here?
I got a 68.
Hell, if I was you, I'd have flew. But go.
68 Corvette.
Any 68 Corvette fans in here? 68 Corvette fans in here? Don't worry about it, bud. It's all right, man. It's only one bug. You want to have a lot better. All right. Don't matter what kind of vehicle you brought out here today. How many men in here have a lady with you? Get them up and be proud. How many of you men are single? Ain't got nobody with you. At this point, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go straight to the restroom or straight to the bar because this next segment ain't for y'all. When we do old cars, when we do classic cars, there ain't but one radio in any of those cars, and that is an AM radio. And if you got an FM radio in your car, you ain't got no car. And for God's sake, don't have an auxiliary import in that something. Ain't gonna happen. Can we go back to AM radio days, y'all? Say yeah. Yeah. AM radio days is when you had your lady in the back seat. Notice I didn't say the front seat because they were bucket. You got your lady in the back seat, you flip it up on AM 590 or whatever the one is in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the best radio station ever been, WTOB in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. You found your lady, you found your life, and you had it in your original car. Everybody! I guess you said what can make me feel this way, my girl, my girl. Love walking down, my girl, it's my girl. Fortune or fame. Come here, Budweiser girl. I ain't got all the riches, baby. What man can claim? We gotta auction this off in a little bit. I guess you said what can make me feel this way, my girl, my girl. I'm feeling like a lonely man with my girl. Talking my girl. We're at Fun in the Sun with Benny and Carol on a Friday night. We're gonna auction off these 2 race jackets tonight that the girls are.
Now if you feel that you can't go on, because all of your hope is gone. Oh, girl, reach my way, reach out.
I want you to do this. We are gonna do some real rotating here tonight.
Sugar pie, honey buns, you know that I love you. I can't help myself. I love you and nobody else. In and out of life, in and out of coming you go, coming you go. Leaving just a picture behind. I kissed it 1,000 times.
How many of y'all remember the Intimidator? How many of y'all drink Budweiser? Is Jake Campbell here yet? I've been back out. If I went to my room with a beautiful woman and a 12-pack of Budweiser, I probably wouldn't be back here either. I want everybody to turn around and look at the bartenders back here in the back of the room tonight. They are the best bartenders that's ever been in this world. I want everybody to clap for the bartenders back here tonight. Everybody. Bartenders, come in here and look at me. Everybody, we gonna come on. Get my hand up in here. Wait just a minute. If you like classic cars, you like rock and roll, everybody! Just take those old records on the shelf. Let's listen to them by myself. Today's music ain't got the same soul. I like that old time rock and roll. Don't try to take me to a disco. Check this out. You never
said,
One, two, three, four.
girls hit you hallelujah. Girls hit you hallelujah. Girls hit you hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, hey, oh! Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem. I'm too high. Call the police and the firemen. I'm too high. I'm bad about that money. Break it down. Girls hit you hallelujah. Girls hit you hallelujah. Girls hit you hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to you. Saturday night we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Take a second look. Oh, baby, you want no change. 1, 2, 3, and 3. Rest in your heart. Oh, darling, I will let you know. Oh, baby, every speak to my mind, I just ain't on the ground. I need
That's it right there.
Since 1987, I've been closing the show with a song.
That I've heard of once in a lullaby.
Don't worry about their ass. They're on my time now. Ow! 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Benny's back. Would somebody dance with Benny right now?
Turning me up, you just a bum on me. Baby, you just a bum on me. Turning me up, you just a bum on me.
this point, I want everybody to stand up because we're going to start off tonight a little different. We're going to thank our veterans. We're going to thank those serving now and those of you that have served. And you can come out here and dance to it, or you can just hang out with your friends and celebrate these folks.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Give it up for this great country and their veterans, y'all. Hey, welcome tonight to the Fun in the Sun, back out. Let's go!
Now I know it's not right to stay out all night, but that's the situation that I'm in. I don't get a place that wanted inside. Lord, no explanation where I've been. Easy coming out, Lord, but it's hard going in.
Hey, let's take a match.
Easy coming out, don't you know that it's hard going in?
Yes, wow.
Now it was just last week I made her a promise I wouldn't stay out no more. Don't you know that it's hard going in?
On a Saturday night in Colorado.
Easy coming out, Lord, it's hard going in.
By the way, if you hear down here with somebody you ain't supposed to be with, that man right there's probably got you on videotape. But for $100 bill, he will edit you out of it.
Any takers?
Yeah, bingo. By the way, I would like to recognize our two models from last night, ladies and gentlemen. They have never been here before. They are from Nova Scotia. No, they ain't from Cuba. They ain't from Cuba. They speak too Southern. You ever heard a Cuban say y'all? No. They from Nova Scotia. They were born in the Carolinas, moved to Nova Scotia. We brought them back just to model with Dale Earnhardt and what was the other one? And the Budweiser coats. I'd like for them to stand up. Stand up, our two models. Stand up. Everybody give them a nice round of applause. They drove 17 and a half hours to come down here to wear a coat for 3 minutes. Most of the coats were brought, and I apologize to one of the guys that bought it. He was a single guy that left today. He actually thought one of them came with it, but try explaining that to a man drunk at 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get my woman. This couple sitting over here to my right, sitting down here low, and she's talking to somebody not even paying attention to what I'm saying right now. Does she do that all the time, sir? No, I ain't gonna hit you hit it with it, I ain't. Ma'am, could you interrupt her real quick? Yeah, I'm sorry. I was speaking to you and your lovely husband, Nancy. Ladies, I don't know when it was this year, but at some point this year, they've been married for 67 years, ladies and gentlemen. date was it? Anyway, what day was it? Yeah, but what day was it? What's the date you got married? June, July, or August? June. June the 2nd, ladies and gentlemen. 1962. I was born in 61, so that leaves y'all out of being my parents. Maybe. Whose is this?
Yours?
Oh, wow. Seek and you shall find. I would like to recognize, a lot of y'all think they do it just for the fun of it, but on Tuesday nights and Saturday nights in Randolph County and Trinity, there's a 4-alley bowling lane, and the league champions are sitting right over there in the teal shirts, ladies and gentlemen. That's your Fun in the Sun car show bowling team. Every Tuesday and every Saturday. They drink on Saturdays. Glad it's Saturday. Me? Believe it or not, it's kind of funny. I don't drink that often, but when I do, by God, I get on it. Bottoms up. To the bowling team. Benny, you shot a fireball? No. Benny's hurting today. Anyway, let's go back and do one of them WTOB songs. One of them WPCM songs. One of them, the Burlington songs. That celebrates love and celebrates, and you can only hear them on stations like that, unless you come to like one of my shows. So anyway, to celebrate your 60th wedding anniversary and everybody else in here that's together, grab your lady, grab your man, because there's an old song that you can only hear on the AM radio, and it goes like this right here. Bring it on out here, y'all. I don't know what y'all do on Saturday night. I'm usually doing what I'm doing. But most of y'all probably eat you a nice meal, get home, look at your lady, and want to love. Is that the reason you're beating him on the shoulder? Like it's Saturday night, Bo. Saturday night. It ain't your husband. I know that. That's the reason I thought it was kind of weird. But I figured if, now look, the people with the bowling shirts now, they run in packs. They're like wolves. Watch them. Anyway, love song. If you're single and ain't got a single soul with you here tonight, this would be an awesome opportunity to use the restroom or go bid on a silent auction item. Because we're going to do a love song. Kim, bring me a shot of Fireball. I told you if I asked for it. It's all right. Love song. One of the coolest love songs from the 60s, but that couple got married. In fact, it may have been around, it's probably 68, 67, somewhere when this song came out, but y'all hadn't been married that long at that point. So I'm going to play a love song from the 60s. The coolest love song that's ever been done. It's from the Righteous Brothers, people, and it goes like this. Oh, my Lord. Everybody grab somebody. Thank you, my brother.
Lonely rivers flow
You want Carol in the cage with you? Is that what you looking for me? Come on, boo. You good? Get in there. Put Benny in. Carol, get in the cage with her. Seriously. Carol, get in the cage with her. They gave you a bouquet of flowers. Hell, all you at least you do is get the cage. Y'all don't realize this, but when this building was built, and right up there on the top of this one, there's some engraving up there. It says Carol Huff. When the mirror ball's on, you can see it.
He was barking at the two men who were
Hands in here with the girls.
in the dark.
Hands with the girls.
It was Stagger Lee and Billy, two men who gambled. Stagger Lee went to
I did this song last night, gonna do it again tonight because somebody asked me to. Love some Motown, Benny. Love some Motown. Love some Motown. Look out! I got sunshine on a cloudy day. And y'all can dance to this too. When it's cold outside, I got the month of May. Whether you dance or not, I guess you say what can make me feel this way, my girl. No talking about my girl, my girl. I got so much honey, the bees and the bees. Yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Well, I guess you say they talking about my girl. I got sunshine on a cloudy day with my girl. Talking about We did this line dance last night. We do it again tonight. For my models and the other line dancers, bring me some Cupid shuffles up in here, yo! Bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We got to the right, to the right, to the right. Walk it by yourself. Walk it by yourself. You see what I'm talking about? I represent for the dirty south. Let me see you do your Cupid. Left, left,
got any last words of wisdom for these people?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Promise?
Promise.
Benny's one of the coolest human beings I've ever met in my life. But I would like to say, yeah, he really is one of the coolest people I've met in my life. Y'all should have known him 40 years ago. I would like to say, though, that Carol had to train him well to be a husband. Have any of y'all ever bought a dog and brought the dog home and said, damn, what the hell did I bring home? Honest to God. Honest to God. She took him as a puppy. She kennel trained him till 3 years ago. When we were here in 2019, he was still using a pee pad. It's a fact. Just saying, that's a fact. But they're two of the best people you'll ever know. And I'm not worried about Brittany tomorrow about 2 o'clock. But honest to God, these two people right here, to put something like this on, you can't make everybody happy all the time. And some things don't go the way that not only they want them, but the way you want them, but they make the best of them, and they say, hey, we're going to do whatever we can do. But that's the way they live their life. And they're two of the finest people I've ever known in this world. And I'd like everybody to give Benny and Carol a hell of a round of applause for just taking the chance and doing what they do for this thing right here. Would you take your wife out there, brother? Would you?
That's so sweet.
I was going to play stroking, but I'm deciding not to. No, I'm just kidding. One of Benny and Carol's favorite songs, one of my favorite songs. Would everybody come out here and join them? Not because of their marriage, just because of what they do and who they are. It's called Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Would y'all come out and join them? Everybody bring yourself on out here and join them right now.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I
Thank you so much for just being here and hanging out. You know, it means the world to all of us.